Ladies and gentlemen, Primetime CP23 here with another Diablo 3 video. It is currently January 12th, about 6 a.m. Just got home from work a little bit ago, and a friend of mine, some of you know him as Dream Oath, or Dream or Oath, or whatever. He is a Diablo streamer. He streams some other stuff too. He's a pretty cool guy. And he is playing Monk this season in Diablo 3 Season 9. And he was having some trouble getting this Wave of Light build set up. So I thought I'd hop back on my Monk from Season 8 and make a quick video, show him how it's done. So anyway, here's my build. It is a fairly unoptimized build. I've got a couple ancients, but not very many. And it's just not that optimized, it doesn't seem like. The important pieces here is to get the 6-piece Sunwuko, or Monkey King's Garb set bonus. And then for your helmet, you want to have Saokrin's Gaze, which allows you to cast Wave of Light at your enemies. You want to have Kiroshiro's Soul, which is imperative for any kind of Sweeping Wind build, because it allows you to gain stacks of Sweeping Wind without getting the critical hits normally needed. And then the third most important thing is Kiroshiro's Blade, which increases the damage Wave of Light, and then it increases the damage even more if you hit less than 3 enemies with your first shot. Another very helpful item to have is Pinto's Pride. It allows Wave of Light to deal some more increased damage, and it slows the enemy's hit. For this build, I am also using a Unity with my follower. Follower also has a Unity and the I believe it's called the Skeleton Key for the Scoundrel, and it allows my follower to not be killed. I'm using a Convention of Elements. And then my boots, I didn't really have any better boots, so I just equipped Firewalkers. Burn the ground you walk on, dealing 313% weapon damage each second. So not terrible, not really necessarily what you want to use on this build though. And then I have an Ingeom. Then in the cube, I've got a Vengeful Wind, which increases the maximum stacks of Sweeping Wind. I've got a Mage Fist, just because I'm using the Exploding Fire, I think is what the rune is called, for Wave of Light. It allows fire skills to deal 20% increased damage. And of course the Ring of Royal Grandeur, so that I only have to run 5 pieces of my set to actually get the full bonus. So, that is that. Let's take a look at the skills real quick. Using Crippling Wave, Mangle. I could probably use something else like a Way of 100 Fists, I think is what it's called. Yeah, Way of 100 Fists, or something like that, but I personally just really like Mangle. I really like Crippling Wave, really. We'll get back to the mantra that I'm using. And then, of course, we have Wave of Light with Explosive Light. That is the key to this build. That's going to do all of our damage. Dashing Strike, Way of the Falling Star, just to allow me to get around the map quicker. Epiphany with Desert Shroud. increases my spirit regeneration and makes me a little harder to hit. And then Sweeping Wind, Inner Storm, just so that, because I have to have Sweeping Wind up to proc my set bonus, which will consume a stack of Sweeping Wind, and it will allow me to do a butt-ton more damage. Using Inner Storm rune just because it allows me to gain spirit when I have 3 or more stacks, which I almost always do. Passives, I got Beacon of the Guitar to reduce my cooldown, Seize the Initiative, just to raise the amount of damage that I do. Well, rather increase my attack speed, which may as well be doing damage. Harmony and Near-Death Experience. Paragon Levels, actually I have not optimized this, so give me just a moment here. My boots give me plus 12% movement speed, so I only have to get up to 13%. And then we're just going to dump everything else in dexterity. For this, cooldown reduction is most important, then crit hit chance, and then attack speed. Could probably do crit hit damage before attack speed, doesn't really matter. And then we've got resist all, life, and armor. Finally, area damage, resource cost reduction, and life per hit. Alrighty, well, that is that. Let's get right into the action. We're going to do just a 45 just because, you know, I want to run through this and successfully... So, I mean, pretty much you just run through and kill everything. You pretty much one-shot everything. I mean, this is probably a little lower than I should be playing with this particular build. I could probably have done that 50 that it was set at. But I figure, hey, gotta look good for the YouTube video, right? Important thing here is to keep up stacks of Sweeping Wind, and of course keep up my spirit, because without spirit this build does nothing. Dude thought he was slick, thought he was gonna get away without getting killed. Yeah, so you can kind of unload a little bit with this build when you do find an elite pack, just because you've got a little leeway. I mean, especially when you have a pylon like this and can just dashing strike everywhere. There we go. I thought it wasn't going to let me have it there for a second. So, I mean, already you can pretty much see how fast this build can be. Even though, yes, technically, I should be at a higher torment level or a much higher Greater Rift level anyway, you're still getting to see how fast and efficient this build can be. I am by no means an expert. In fact, I'm pretty far from an expert about anything Diablo related, as I just started playing recently. As I believe I said in my last video, Season 8 was actually my first season. I had never played Diablo 3 before that. And I got the game in, I think, November of 2016. So, I mean, I'm still pretty new at this game. Give him a second. Hopefully you'll spawn an Oculus ring. There we go. And that's that. Level up these gems real quick, and then I'll do a higher torment just to show you, you know, what happens when this build is challenged a little bit. Yeah, we are 11 minutes in, but I think we got plenty of time. It's not the end of the world if we go a few minutes over what I had intended, right? But yeah. So the other thing that I kind of wanted to talk about is my channel is actually going to be going through a little rebranding here pretty soon. I don't want to get into too many of the details right this minute, but basically the channel name will be changing here pretty soon. There's a lot of reasons why. I think I'm going to make a whole video discussing it, just so that it's not a surprise to anybody. But I'm really excited. I'm excited about starting yet another new chapter here. And I will sure share more detail as it becomes available. So yeah, you can, as I said, you can definitely see the kind of speed that this build has, because of how fast I'm getting through this. We actually moved up a torment level, and we're still basically just wrecking everything. So I think we've slowed down just a bit here, but not a whole lot. And this is definitely a speed build, but I sure enjoy it. I think it's a little weaker than the LTK variants. But it's probably just as fun, maybe even more fun. Speed pylon. Now we can really get into it. I would like to go ahead and spawn the Rift Guardian before the speed pylon expires. I'm not sure we've got the density to do it, though. Or maybe we did. Basically, you can just dump your Wave of Light as soon as you get the stacks. As soon as you have the Spirit. Because that's the thing. Is because I have both Kirishiro's Soul and the Vengeful Wind, you pretty much just run out of Spirit before you run out of stacks of Sweeping Wind. That's just kind of how it goes. So, well, that is that, my friends. We're going to go ahead and call that the end of the video. In case you hadn't noticed, that is not actually a live picture of me. I mean, it's 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm not actually dressed yet. So I thought I would just do something funny with my webcam overlay. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's going to do it for today. Until next time, this is Primetime CP23, and I'm out.